But I do have a question for you. And I saw this and I tried to post it to our Facebook group. And I don't know if the question came out or if it was just like a link to their page. But the question was from British horror movies or classic British horror movies. But the question was, if you had to get stuck for the rest of your life in a horror movie like setting, like in that horror movie, which movie would you pick?
Wow. Oh, gosh. Can I have a second to think about it and hear your
Yeah.
answer? Because
No,
that's
that's
a
fine.
huge question.
Well, that is a big question. So, like, when I saw it first, I was like, okay, like, if you got to get stuck for the rest of your life in a movie, you got to pick kind of like a lame horror movie, like, or not like, or, if you think about it, real, like, okay, who, like, this movie would be perfect because I don't really need to get the cards read on me, and I'll stay away from old people, and I'll be safe. It'll just be the set. It'll be like I got to live through Margaret Thatcher's London, like or England coming up, but no, but this is like it would be a normal life
Mm.
realistically in those situations. But then I was thinking, well, if you got to go, if you're going to be experiencing something horrible, because they're obviously not mean like you're living in a time of something horrible. You have to be a part of that horribleness.
Mm.
Then you got to go all in. So then I'm thinking Mouth of Madness, like in a small New England town where you can't get out of anything. People, it's just crazy, like almost like psychedelic in some ways. And then it would be a nightmare, but like it would just be an eternity. Could last 10, would feel like it's 10 minutes.
That's a really good point. That's quite cool. You know what? Actually, that's made me think. Because, like, so I recently watched for the first time Dead and Buried.
I found it. I have not watched it yet.
I don't want to ruin it for you
Okay.
then. I don't want to ruin the twist. But like that is another one where the whole town, it kind of like Wicker Man, the whole town is involved in something. You don't quite
Okay.
know what. And like you could be one of the you could be the people in the town and okay, like horrible stuff is happening in your town and all around you, but you're part of the world. I mean, I'd say Wicker Man, but they're in Scotland and it's so cold. Is there like a tropical Wicker Man? Because like I like that. You made me think. I like the idea of being part of the madness. Get in there,
Yeah.
do the
Get
crazy
in.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like then you'd want a cool, creepy town like Wicker Man. Like Sawtooth Jack's set in the South in the 50s. I'm set. I can cook, and then people can be harvested all around me every year. I wouldn't have kids because but
That makes
you can just
sense.
be part of like you're part of that group world
Yeah.
of madness. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I literally was in the beginning. I like thought about this. I thought it was a great question because it was like, okay, so I would want to be, Friday the 13th, but I would just never go to New Jersey. Like, well, that takes away from the question. Like, yes, that's true, but you got to be a part of it. So like, yeah, I want to be in like just this weird written world where it's like coming to and I didn't think Wicker Man's a perfect one too. I didn't think about the cold part, but there is a lot of like Bond girls taking their clothes off, and like that's not a bad selling point for a guy. I'm just gonna say. So Wicker Man might be a close second, but yeah, I just thought it was a good question. Like it was kind of interesting to see like where your head's at. Like I wouldn't want to be like in Nightmare on Elm Street where like things are like hunting me on a nightly basis. Like that would be where I'd be like, no, that's not cool. Like I want to
Yeah.
be part of the hunting. I want to hunt you can hunt me like today and then the next 6 days I'm coming after you type of thing.
It's like